everyone, it's Katie here from the Scrappy Sisters, and I am up today with a new DIY video for Jess's Scrappy Advent Calendar. So I am making these super cute ornaments, Christmas ornaments that you can hang on your tree or just hang up. Not my idea, full disclosure, totally got this idea from a lady called Gina M on YouTube. I'll link her channel down below because she does a very thorough tutorial and explanation. I have to do a voiceover because it was just too hard to film live when I was doing this. So I'm showing you at the moment the supplies that you need. Basically you need one 6x6 piece of paper for each ornament that you cut in 1/2-inch strips. So you need 12 strips. You need some glue. I'm using double-sided tape, but you could use wet glue or you could use glue dots. And you need some kind of ribbon to create the string, and you need a little hole punch. And that's it. That's all you need. I'm just showing you this. It's super cute. It's like mini tinsel. It's from Stampin' Up. Oh, so cute. So I use my grid mat here, which is just what I'm lining up now because I need that to help me make sure everything is in the middle. And basically what we're starting off with is one strip of the 1/2-inch by 6-inch strip, and in the very middle of that I am putting a couple of pieces of double-sided tape because I need to add another strip crossways. So we're going to do a little bit of weaving to start off with before we kind of put the ornament together. So then you want to take another strip and put that in the center, going horizontal. You've put a vertical strip down and then you want to put a horizontal strip. And now I'm just placing some double-sided tape on either side of the vertical strip. And I'm going to place another 2 strips down so you can see that I'm doing that now. And this strip is on top of the horizontal strip. So the first strip we put down is on the bottom of the horizontal strip or underneath the horizontal strip, and these 2 pieces of paper that we're putting down now are on top of the horizontal strip. So we're sort of starting with that weave type look. And now we're going to do the same thing but going horizontal, not vertical. So we're putting down 2 more strips going horizontal. And it's easy but a little fiddly. I haven't sped this video up. This is, you know, real-time speed because I wanted to show you how to do this tutorial, and I thought speeding it up would just make it way too difficult. Now, it doesn't actually matter how your patterns go. I know my pattern is sort of matching, but it doesn't actually have to be. So you just needed to move that middle strip out of the way. It doesn't really matter if you bend it a little bit because again we're creating that weave, and then I'm putting some double-sided tape down and sticking that the strip that I'd moved out of the way onto the horizontal piece just so it all stays in place nicely. And now I just have to do the same thing down the bottom. So on the 2 outer strips I'm sticking a little bit of double-sided tape, and then I'm going to move the middle strip out of the way, stick down the horizontal strip, put a little bit more double-sided tape, and then stick down the strip that I moved out of the way. Clear as mud, right? I will link to the tutorial down the bottom that Gina M does. I think it's Gina M. Miss G? Miss G? Ooh. Her name's Gaynor anyway, and she's great. I will link down below to her. Because this was her tutorial that I followed. So yeah, she did very clear instructions. Now this is the bit that's slightly tricky, and I made a mistake, which you will see in just a second. So the piece that you want face out, so I want the white side to be the main side, and this is the mistake that I made. You'll see me in a minute go, hang on a minute, this isn't going to work. Here we go. It's just clicking. I've made a mistake. So thankfully the double-sided tape I use is easy to peel off. So I've just peeled that off. So you want the side that's going to be facing out to be face down, and the side that you're not really going to see needs to be facing towards you. And then you take this strip here, and you can start with any strip that's on the outer kind of side, so we're not doing anything with the middle strips at this point, and then you're sort of going to twist them into each other. I can't really describe this, you need to watch. You're just going to twist them up so that they meet and it creates a little, I don't know what you would call that. What do you call that? Anyway, it looks cute. So the tip I can give you is that the pattern side that you want to be showing predominantly on the outside needs to be facing down, and then you put your double-sided tape onto the side, the good side I guess you would say, and then you attach the two pieces. You twist them around and you attach the two pieces together. And you just do that to each of the 4 corners. So you're going to be left with the middle bit sticking out. That's normal. You're supposed to be left with that. And yeah, this is how long it takes in real time. Now you need to do 2 of these. So you need 2 sides to your ornament, so you have to do 2 of these. That's why you need 12 strips of paper. So I've only used 6 for this side and used 6 for the other side. I've already done the other side, so you don't need to watch me do another one of these. I thought I will prep that before I film, trying to make my videos not too long for our Crafty Advent Calendar series. So that's the final piece that I'm sticking together now, and I'm just sort of flattening them down a little bit. I'm not flattening the rounded part, I'm just sort of shaping them. So you can see here, ta-da, this is the other one that I've done. So you want to turn one of them upside down and sort of place them on top of each other. So you can see there that the long strips go over top of the round bits, and you just poke them through like I'm doing now. So they poke through, and then we're going to stick them, and that is the slightly fiddly bit I found of this particular kind of tutorial, making these ornaments. The sticking these long bits down was the thing that was, I guess, the most fiddly. And because this is the 6th one that I made, this one was my best, and it was because I just took a little bit more care and a little bit more time with sticking down these long bits coming through. So don't worry that they're a bit long, you're going to trim them later. But I found I stuck a little bit of double-sided tape on the point of the circly bit, and then I carefully lined up, and you can see me doing it here, so that the long strip kind of went in the middle of the point. And sometimes you have to manipulate the sort of paper a little bit to make that work, because, you know, my trimmer doesn't cut things square and I don't stick things square necessarily. But I did find by taking a little bit of extra time and really lining up those strips to be in the middle of the point, it really kind of helped look a much nicer finish in the end. And you can see I'm just going to go around and do each of the corners. Each of the strips. So you need to cut all, you need to stick all of them down. I found what I liked to do was stick sort of one strip at a time. So obviously the strip goes through 2 of the little loops. So I liked to do that. I found it just, helped me kind of make everything sturdy. So I've done those 2, and I'm going to flip it over and do the other 2. So yeah, these are really, really, really simple. They are a little bit fiddly, but they're not difficult. Does that make sense? Yeah, they're not difficult. And I think they look really effective. And even if you wanted to, you could totally decorate the middle of your ornament. One of the ornaments, I put some rhinestones in each of the little sticky outy bits. I suppose they are supposed to be snowflakes, so or look like snowflakes. So I guess each of the arms of the snowflake I stuck a little rhinestone in. Now I do believe that snowflakes don't have 8 sides, but you know, it is what it is. It's a cute Christmas ornament made out of Christmas paper. So I'm just sticking down this one. Is that the last one? I have not been paying attention. I think there's one more set to go. Oh no, I'm done. No, there's one more set to go. That's what I thought. Alright, so I'm sticking down one more, or the last 2 little loops, and again taking my time to line them up so that the strip goes through the middle of that point. It just makes it easier to cut, in my opinion, and it makes everything look much more symmetrical. So now we just need to trim the excess little cut bits of card or the strips hanging over the edge there. So I just grab some of my little scissors and I trim that down. And this is easy, you just use the guide from the loops and you trim the excess off. Super simple. I work my way around the circle. Obviously I flip it because, you know, some loops face one way and some face the other, and I find it easier to cut going with the piece of paper. That doesn't make any sense, Katie. Whew. My tutorial is going well so far. I find it easier to cut on the side that has been stuck down rather than the side that's nice and smooth, because you've got something to follow. You've got a guide to follow. So once I've trimmed all these down, I've only got 2 more to go. The final step is just punching a hole in one of the loops and adding a little bit of tinsel or whatever, ribbon, whatever you're using to you know, create a string to hold your ornament up or to give you the opportunity to hang it. So yeah, I'm just choosing which loop I want to punch, but to be honest they all pretty much look the same. So I'm just using my little handhold punch and punching a hole, and yeah, that's it. Now I'm going to figure out which colour of my mini tinsel I want to use, whether I want the red or the silver, and I haven't quite decided. Choosing which colour do I like the look of. Either would work. It's a predominantly white ornament, but it has the red accent in the background because that's on the opposite side of the pattern paper. I do find that pattern paper that is double-sided works really well for this because it's nice to see that extra pattern kind of peek through. So I'm just using my pokey tool to help get that tinsel through because it's just the easiest and quickest way to do that rather than trying to force it with my finger, or yeah, I just find the pokey tool makes that process really simple. And then I'm just tying a knot in the end, and I'm going to trim it because with the tying and all the pulling and stuff, it's kind of frayed the edges a bit, which is going to happen over time anyway, but I just wanted to trim the tinsel down to make it look a bit nicer for when I give them to my sister. I don't think I'll give her all 6 because I think that might be a bit much, but we'll see. You could, as I said, you could decorate the front of that ornament, you know, do a bit of stamping, put some kind of Christmas ephemera on the front, which I might do. I haven't quite decided, but it doesn't change, obviously, the tutorial process. So here they all are. I hope you have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.